I'm back. To Tell the Truth channel, please subscribe, hit and like, and hit the bell, and please share my content out there with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all the other contents that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am here to talk to y'all about things that I went through in my life with my children. So I know that y'all probably experienced the same thing that I have, that I go through with my children, that I want to talk to y'all about.
I'm so sorry. We did everything we could.
Okay. Now, with my children's, when they was going to school, when they was in grammar school, they used to hear a lot of things that other kids was doing in school, you know. And they used to come home and talk to me about it, about what they was going through in school and stuff. You know how they had bullies in school, like kids would try to bully them, you know, and they had to learn how to stand up for themselves and not let bullies take over them, because there's a lot of bullies out there that like to control children, you know, and that's what make a lot of kids turn around and rebel and do things that they do, you know, that make them harm themselves, because they so scared of these bullies, that these bullies got them so wrapped around their finger that they just don't know which way to go. So when they come home and they tell the parents what they're going through, and I know that some of the parents go over there to the school and they talk to the teachers and the principal about what the kids go through. And I know sometimes the principals try to handle the things, what they go through in school, but you got to look at this. It's not always the children that's doing this in school, you know, messing with these kids. Sometimes you have these parents telling their children to go bully these kids. Sometimes you have parents putting their kids out there to go bully these children and make these kids scared of them. It gets to the point that these kids don't even want to go to school because they're so scared that somebody going to be trying to start something with them. And even if they go to the principal and the teacher and tell them what's going on, then sometimes the principals listen to it, sometimes the teachers listen to it, sometimes they don't. And then sometimes that the teachers let these bullies mess with these kids. Sometimes these teachers don't even try to stop these bullies from messing with these kids. And then the parents got to turn around and take off work and all that to go handle what their kids going through, when the principals and the teachers need to be handling this and putting a stop to this. Because that's why a lot of kids are killing themselves and doing suicide to themselves because they tired of people bullying them. And I understand that, because one day when I was young, when I was like in grammar school, and I had a bully in grammar school, and God knows I was so scared of this bully. I was so scared of this bully. And this bully was 10 times taller than me, and I was short. And this bully used to mess with me so much. And I used to run home from school all the time because I was scared. But remember this, I had 7 brothers and 4 sisters. And my brothers used to tell me, don't worry about it. I can't fight your battles for you. You got to fight your battles for yourself. We can't do this for you. You got to do this yourself. You got to fight this bully. And the only way you're going to fight this bully, you're going to have to let this bully know that you're not scared of this bully. You have to stand up to this bully. So my brothers knew, just like, I'm not going to do nothing. You got to do this on your own. Even though this bully was so taller than me and I'm so short, God knows that God gave me the strength to fight that bully. Because God knows that I was scared of that bully. So I had to stand up to that bully in order to keep going to school. I had to stand up to that bully. I had to do it. So I went to school, shaking, scared. The bully telling me, I'm gonna see, we're gonna fight when we get outside. And you know how we used to do back in the day when we used to take our hands and do our eyes like this, you know, cross our eyes and our nose and say, and point at you and say, I'll see you when you get outside at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock. You know how we used to say all that back in the day. So that's what she said to me. She used to take her hand across her eyes and her nose and her mouth and say, I'm gonna see you at 2:30. Be outside in the front. We gonna handle this. That's what they used to say to me. Okay, that's what she used to say to me. So I said, okay, because I ain't had no other choice. I had to fight this bully to keep this bully off my back. I had to do it. So God gave me the strength to fight that bully, and I fought that bully, and I beat that bully up. And that bully did not mess with me no more after I beat her up. I was so scared because then she was gonna beat me down by her being taller than me, and I'm so short. I handled that girl. I handled her, and I pat myself on the back after I got through. I pat myself on the back. I was so scared that I thought I was gonna lose, but God gave me the strength to handle that bully, and I did. And see, that's what God does. When He know that you're not out there messing with nobody and that you're not doing nothing wrong to nobody, God gonna have your back. He gonna have your back no matter what. No matter what you're going through, He's gonna have your back to handle what you're going through. That's what He does. That's what He does. And another thing y'all need to know when it comes to your children, you know, it be hard for your children to come to you and talk to you about their relationships or about what they're going through in their lives, because they're scared that if they come to y'all, that y'all gonna shoot them down and not listen to them. So they go out there and they rebel and they do what they want to do. These are your teenagers. This is what they do. So when I was young, when I was a teenager, and I used to like be scared to go to my mother and tell her things about what I was going through and who I was dating, because I figured that she was going to holler at me and tell me don't do this and don't do that. But when I did went to my mother, you know, and she did scorn me. She scorned me. And it made me rebel. And it taught me that when it comes to my children, that I'm not going to follow the same footsteps that I followed. I'm not going to follow the same footsteps of my mother's footsteps. I wasn't going to follow them footsteps when it came to my children. So what I did when it came to my children, I listened to my children. When my children come to me about things, I listened to my children. Even when it came to their relationships, I listened to them. Even when it came to them wanting to have sex with somebody, I listened to them. Because you know, you cannot control your children once they get a certain age. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to come and they're going to talk to you, and then they're going to give you that chance they're going to give you that chance for you to give them your opinion. And then once they give your opinion and they like your opinion, they're going to take your opinion. If they don't like your opinion, they're going to do what they want to do. This is what they do. So you got to make sure that you give your children the right opinion so they can follow that opinion and move it on with their children. So my children used to come to me about their sex life. And when they wanted to have intercourse, I tell my children, well, you know what? Since you came to me as being, coming to me when you know you can come to me and talk to me about what you're going through. So yeah, I'm going to listen to what you got to say because you came to me and you was being honest and truthful with me about what you're going through. So I told my children, okay, so if this is what you want to do, then you have to get on these birth controls or take some kind of assumption so you won't end up getting yourself in a situation that you can't get yourself out of. And see, that's what I told my children. And what I did, I took my children to the doctor and got them things that they needed so they can protect themselves, so they won't get themselves in a situation that they couldn't get themselves out of. Because I told my children, you got a whole life ahead of you. You got things that you want to do in your life. You want to go to college. You want to make what's the name out of yourself. You want to build a life for yourself. So you came to me and tell me this, and I'm here to help you. That's what parents are there. That's what parents are here for, to help their children when they're going through things. For their children won't have to be scared to come to you and tell y'all what they're going through, so y'all will be there to help them do it. Because if you don't tell your children, if you don't talk to your children when they need your help, they're going to go out there and they're going to rebel and they're going to do what they want to do. And then when they do it, and then you find out, you upset because they came to you and you didn't want to hear it. So when your children are going through something and they need y'all help, listen to them. Give them some advice. Help them. If they tell you, well, Mom, I want some birth control pills, give them some birth control pills, because that is stopping them from doing the things that they do in their lives. It is stopping them from making mistakes in their life, so they won't end up messing their life up. So they can end up doing the things that they want to do in their life. You cannot live your children's life. You got to let your children live their own life. And let them know that anytime they need you, that you will be there for them no matter what they go through. You will be there for them and have their backs no matter what. And that's why it's so many babies out here, is because the parents is not listening to their children when their children come to them and tell them that they need their help. You have to listen to your children and help your children. And that's what stopped all of this that's going on out here. And these teenagers, they need to stay in school and do the things that they're supposed to do in school, and stop being up under these little boys that they don't need to be up under. And then they won't get themselves in that situation that they get themselves into, and then they won't have to be scared to come to their parents and tell their parents what they're going through. They wouldn't have to be scared if they stay away from these boys and concentrate on the things that they got to do to make their life better. It's the same thing as the boys need to leave these girls alone and concentrate on the things that they got to do in their life to make their life better. And then it wouldn't be so many babies out here that's going back home to God. So parents, y'all have to get with the program and listen to your children when they come to y'all about the things that they go through. Listen to them. If they said that they want some birth controls and they 14 years old, 15 years old, then give it to them. Give it to them. It's stopping them from having children that you won't have to deal with. You won't have to sit up here and help them deal with their children, or they end up messing their life up because they went out there and did something that they shouldn't have did. They only teenagers. They trying to find out about life. They gonna do that. We all did it. We all got kids that we did not want. And we went to our parents, and our parents did not listen, and we went out there and did what we wanted to do. And now we regret what we did in our lives, just like the kids that's doing it now. They're going to end up regretting what they did in their lives, and then they won't be able to change what they done. So that's why parents, don't have your kids following the same footsteps that you follow. Teach your kids better and let your kids strive and do the better thing that they're supposed to do in their life. So when they have their children, then they can teach their children to come to them and talk to them. And they won't have to be afraid to tell them what they're going through. They won't have to be afraid at all to talk to their children about what they're going through. So that's what y'all need to do, parents. Be patient with your children. Listen to them. Regardless of whatever they're going through, listen to them, because they need y'all at the age that they is. They need all the advice that they can get from y'all. All the advice they can get from y'all, they need it. They need it. And this is what I'm saying. So that's what I do. And my children, when they seen that I will, when they came to me and they told me what they wanted and stuff, and I listened to my children. And my children, they finished high school, they finished college, they did all of that because I was there for them and I listened to them and I gave them my advice. And I always told my children that I wasn't going to pull no punches with them, that I'm going to tell them how I feel. And they either accept it or not. Because I always tell my children, if I'm going to give you one thought, and once I give my children one thought, and they know what that one thought is, I'm not going to explain nothing else to you. After I say what I got to say, it's done and it's over with. That's what that one thought means. And my children know that. So they listen very carefully to me when I tell them, I'm going to give you one thought. And when I give you that one thought, that's it. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more. And my children, they lay off. They know me. They know me. They know how I am. So they always know that they can come to me about anything, and I'm not going to judge my children. I'm going to listen to my children. I'm not going to judge my children because I can't judge my children. I'm going to judge my children when I did crazy things in my life. I can't judge my children. Ain't none of us perfect. We all made mistakes in our lives. We all made mistakes. So that's why you have to have your arms and your hands open for your children when they come to you and they tell you they need your help. Because you don't want them to follow back in the same footsteps that you followed in. You don't want them to do that. You want them to strive and do better than what you did in your life. You want them to do better. So always have your open arms open for your children when they come to you, even when they teenagers and even when they get to adults. Because even when they get to adults, they still need their parents, no matter what. They still need to come to their parents and talk to things about what they go through. They still need their parents. No matter how old they are, they're going to always need their parents. And always have your arms open and ready to listen to your children. Don't make it hard for them to come to you, because when you make it hard, they go out there and they do things that they don't supposed to do. No matter what it is that they do, listen to them. Help them solve the problems that they do, that they get themselves into, so they can change it and make it better and make sure that they teach their children the same thing. So be patient with your children when they come to you. Sit down and listen. I know sometimes you be at work, and when you want to come home from work, you just want to relax. I understand that. But sometimes you got to make time for your children, no matter what. You cannot put your job in front of your children's. Your children's come first for everything. You cannot put your job first. You put your children first. No matter how tired you are, you sit down and you listen to your children, no matter what. If they're in grammar school, or if they're in high school, or if they're in college, whatever they is, or if they married and have a family or whatever, if they come to you, listen to your children, because your children is going to always need you. No matter what, they're going to always need you. Don't be hard on them. Just listen to them. Because you will understand, if you listen to your children, you will understand your children. You will understand your children if you listen to them. You cannot put your job before them. You cannot put your relationship before them. You put your children first. Always put your children first. Because you brought these children in the world to teach these children. Not to ignore them, to teach them. So always put your children first. And listen to them. No matter what they go through, listen to them. If they're hollering out to you and telling you that things are happening, listen to them. And if you got to get off your job to go handle what's going on in that school with your children, do that. Do that. Do not put your job before your children's. Because you don't know what's going on and why your children is running away from the things that they're going through. And parents, if you cannot take your children to school, then if you got a neighbor or somebody you can trust, that you really can trust to take your child to school, then help them to do that. If you trust this person, that means you got to really trust these people, because it's people out here that's snatching children, snatching teenagers, and taking them places and making them do things that they don't want to do, and you never find your children. Again, you never find them. Then you wonder why, when it comes up, your children is missing, and you go into the police and you trying to find out why your child is gone, because it's people out here that's trying to snatch your children and take them somewhere and do things with your children. It's a lot of wickedness out here in this world. You have to watch out for your children. If you cannot do it, have somebody that you can really trust. Somebody that you know for 100% that you can trust this person. Truly trust this person. And what they need to do, what the system needs to do, is put crossing guards in every school, even in the schools that children go to that live in the low areas. Them the main ones that need crossing guards. In the low areas, these teachers and these principals need to put crossing guards in every area in the low area to let these children in, because they're always looking up for the people that's in the high area. They got crossing guards in the high area for other people that go to school in other areas and living in these suburbs and all of that stuff, but they don't have it in the areas that people live in the low income areas. They don't have the crossing guards, and they need to put the crossing guards in the school for these children so they can be safe coming home from school. And then these parents wouldn't have to worry about their children getting snatched because they don't have a crossing guard out there, or they need to put a policeman around their school every day watching these children come home from school. In every other area that a school that a child go to in low income areas, they need to have policemen on that block, and they need to have crossing guards on that block so these children can feel safe coming home from school. Because it's people can walk up to your children and talk to your children and make your children think that they are good people, but they're not. They're trying to harm your child. They're trying to snatch your child. That is what they're doing. So the police need to get on their grind and do the right thing. Get out there and protect these children. These children need protecting. And these crossing guards, the state needs to put crossing guards in every school area that these children are in to keep these children safe, so these parents can feel safe going to work and knowing that their children is going to be okay and they won't have to worry about their children. That's what they need to do. The state needs to get on their grind and do the right thing and help these people, help these parents, and help these children and keep these children safe, because there's too many children getting snatched and kidnapped over stupid things because people trying to make money out of using these children to make money, and then these parents come home and they don't know why their children are missing because people is out here taking kids. So policemen, y'all get on y'all grind. Get every policeman car out there with every school that these children go to. Put a police car out there. That is y'all job, to serve and protect. Get out there and serve and protect these children. And governments, put these crossing guards out here so these children can cross the street and make sure they don't get hit, or they'll be safe coming home from school and they will be okay. Put these crossing guards out there. They need to be out there. These kids need to be safe. No matter what, they need to be safe. And this is what God is talking about. It's too much evilness going on out here in this world that they need to change. Too much evilness. It's crazy that the parents have to worry about their kids every day, even though they're trying to work to survive for their children. And then they got to worry about is something going to happen to their children, because they got to take a chance to let their children go out there in that world. They shouldn't have to worry about that when they know that it's supposed to be protectors out here. It's supposed to be protecting these children, and it should be crossing guards out here that should be protecting these children. They should have somebody that they can feel safe coming home and being around, that they ain't got to worry about nothing. And then that would keep a lot of bullying down too. That would keep a lot of bullying down if they have the policemen out there and they have the crossing guards out there. And the teachers standing out there watching these children every day coming home from school and making sure they be safe. That's what they need to do. Yes. And everything will be good if they just get on their grind and do the right thing. Step up and do the things that y'all supposed to do. And things will turn out the way it's supposed to turn out. So this is my message that I wanted to give to y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me. Have a good day and a blessed day. Please subscribe, hit and like and hit that bell. And send my contents out to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all the other contents that y'all listen to. Send it out there. I appreciate that so much. Thank y'all so much for listening to me. God bless y'all, and I bless y'all, and I love y'all. Have a good day and a blessed day. Thank you so much.